Meanwhile, ARK investment founder Cathie Wood has been exiting her investments in China. She spoke exclusively with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak.
China has made it a priority to invest in innovation. I'm wondering if something's changing there, though. Since November, every month, there has been some new form of increased regulatory oversight, crackdown, social engineering, nationalizing the online education companies. It seems like that could be contradictory to their desire to become one of the most innovative countries in the world.
Sonali, who of course is our Bloomberg Wall Street reporter, joining us now. So Sonali, what were some of your other big takeaways from what Cathie Wood had to say?
Yeah, what struck me really is that she saw a shift while acknowledging that China has really been a leader in a lot of the technologies, particularly payment technologies, where now they're closing off in a way that she said can suppress the valuations for the long term. She confirmed that she sold out of a lot of these tech companies in her main fund. Of course, some of her other funds still hold some of these tech companies. What we also saw is that in the 13F filings, a lot of hedge funds also sold out of a lot of Chinese tech ADRs. Alibaba actually was one of the biggest sells across the entire investment universe. That's about 5,000 or so firms. So there are exceptions to that rule, Kaylee. We saw some big buys in JD.com. So that's Viking, for example, had bought in Melvin, D1. Let's see if they still hold those companies, because again, these 13Fs are at the end of July.
End of June? Is it
June?
End of July
Correct.
Or end of June?
You're always correcting
me,
Matt. That's correct. End of June.
Well, no. I only know because you and I had this conversation, Sonali, yesterday. And one of the interesting things that we saw on Bloomberg Radio, when we were on Bloomberg Radio together, is that Michael Burry is short ARK, right? This is the big winner from the movie The Big Short. He was portrayed amazingly by Christian Bale. What's the story?
It's interesting that you say that, because we know so many of the people that were in The Big Short, not many of them were right during the pandemic trades, right? But with Michael Burry, this position was about $31 million. We don't exactly know why he's shorting Cathie Wood, her main fund ARK, but what we do know is that he's been warning about lofty valuations for some time. This ARK fund was a moonshot. It hasn't retained that momentum so far. When Cathie Wood talks about her bets, she's talking about 5-10 years down the road. So no implication here that the short-term valuation makes sense or doesn't. On the other hand, Matt, we saw a lot of people buy into a lot more technology names during the second quarter, and a lot of these pandemic trades, including Moderna, Peloton, and Zoom and Netflix. So let's see the way this reopening trade takes shape through the rest of this year.